Amidst the tumult of the final days of April 1945, as the Reich teetered on the brink of collapse under the overwhelming weight of imminent defeat, Adolf Hitler and Eva Braun embarked on a final act of meticulous destruction. Just days before the fateful suicide on April 30th, the Nazi dictator and his companion completed the eradication of all traces of their existence, tirelessly eliminating archives and records. For decades, historians had presumed they had examined all accessible sources, believing that nothing more could emerge from the dark rubble of history. However, 70 years later, a penetrating ray of light was cast upon those final moments in Hitler's redoubt, thanks to the extraordinary discovery of new political and personal archives. Commander Raymond Rose, a deceased French officer, now emerges as a central figure in this historical mystery together with a private collector. He unearthed a precious collection of previously hidden documents, shedding new light on the sinister atmosphere and crucial events that marked the twilight of the Nazi regime. These exclusive documents raise intriguing questions and cast doubt on what truly transpired within the claustrophobic confines of Hitler's bunker. As the Reich convulsed in its final throes, what was the Führer's state of mind? Did any desperate hope linger for a miraculous military turnaround? The discovery also fuels speculation about the relationship between Hitler and Eva Braun. Do these archives reveal tangible evidence of their intimacy? Perhaps even the final moments before the tragic denouement? And what of the other protagonists in this dark drama? Did Hermann Goering, once Hitler's right-hand man, harbor ambitions to seize the reins of power in the dying throes of the Reich? As the world prepared to grapple with the wreckage of an empire in ruins, the discovery of these archives casts a new shadow over the already told history. The Third Reich was swept from the face of the earth, its pulsating heart in Berlin reduced to rubble. Now, as the victors march upon the ruins, a new chapter of history emerges from the shadows of the past. Eager visitors, clamoring for a glimpse of the horror that once consumed the world, now jostle to see the site where Hitler drew his final breath. And so, on a dark November afternoon in 1945, the world's eyes turned to a group of French officers led by the fearless commander Raymond Rose, as they tread the empty corridors of Hitler's former chancellery. They know they are about to embark on a journey to unravel the secrets hidden in the bowels of the bunker. In the eerie depths of a dimly lit room lies a door of wrought iron adorned with ornate floral motifs. Open it and descend deeper into the subterranean realm, navigating a narrow, straight staircase consisting of exactly 26 steps. Here, amidst a chaotic jumble of overturned chairs and tables, lies a scene of utter disarray. Candle wax drips from the walls, remnants of flames whose ambitions were smothered. The floor is strewn with an astonishing mass of papers of every kind: administrative letters, ledger books, hand-annotated notebooks, evidence of 7 months of frantic searching for the elusive secret that fortune had finally turned towards me. In the furthest recesses of the chamber, I unearthed documents that reveal Hitler's determination to defy all odds, to cling to power despite the unfolding events. What seemed like an ordinary French expedition unwittingly stumbled upon a momentous historical find, yet, over 70 years later, a French collector, a fervent enthusiast for this dark chapter of history, acquired Commander Raymond Rose's documents. At one point, he retrieved the documents stored in a wardrobe and brought them back into the light. It was only then that we began to grasp the true historical significance of these artifacts. Seeking permission to retain them, which was granted, he safeguarded these documents throughout his lifetime. It's doubtful he had the benefit of historical hindsight for him. It was a deeply emotional act, as he himself was a participant in history, to understand the immeasurable importance of these historical records. We must revisit the final days of Adolf Hitler in mid-April, with the Red Army closing in to within 100 kilometers of Berlin. The remnants of the German division, some 500,000 men, and 900 tanks were retreating before the relentless advance of the Russian steamroller. Over a stretch of 200 kilometers, the front lines were crumbling. The Reich was on its knees, and Allied bombers were pounding Berlin. Every 10 days brought daylight assaults by the Americans, while each night the British unleashed their mosquito raids. This meant people were constantly seeking refuge in shelters and basements, just like Hitler and the other 3 million Berliners. Everyone was exhausted. Indeed, it was this exhaustion that prompted the British to escalate their attacks. At one point, the bombardment became so intense that he decided to relocate, and so he retreated to the bunker for good. For the desperate Germans, the wait for the final act of tragedy seemed interminable. The radio broadcast the Berlin Philharmonic Orchestra's last live performance, the finale of Richard Wagner's Twilight of the Gods. Hitler locked himself away in his shelter, a few hundred meters from the Brandenburg Gate, beneath the gardens of the Chancellery in the government district. From this bunker, he orchestrated the final military operations. For a better understanding of the plans for the Chancellery and Hitler's bunker, they were reconstructed in 3D. What is known as the Führer's bunker was built on 2 levels, the first in 1936 under part of the Reich Chancellery. The second level was constructed in 1943 and 44, when it became clear that the 1.6-meter-thick ceiling was not sufficient to withstand the most powerful American and British bombs. The bunker was a construction of relatively small dimensions. Living space was sacrificed for robustness. It was an absolutely enormous concrete structure. Hitler wanted to ensure that he could remain in Berlin and control events from there. He had always feared being away from Berlin, probably since the July 1944 attempt to overthrow the Nazi government as well as assassinate him. And Berlin was going to be the central power. Hitler and Albert Speer, his architect and Minister of Armaments, thought of everything for the bunker. The Führer had to be able to live there for some time with his guards, safe from any air attack. In this part of the bunker, Hitler planned or ordered a space separate from the rest, a private apartment with 4 small rooms. In another part of the bunker, there were more rooms, but without privacy. Hitler reserved 3 absolutely tiny rooms for himself. and an adjoining room for his mistress, Eva Braun, both sharing a small bathroom. There was also a small conference room, where twice a day Hitler attended meetings to review the military situation with his senior advisors. The bunker was a basement buried 7 meters deep. Special adjustments were made for Hitler and his entourage's comfort. Obviously, there's a grim atmosphere. The place itself is absolutely bleak. The concrete bunker was situated on the groundwater of the nearby Spree River, so it's a place that constantly seeps. The ground is continuously pumped, and it's cold. Within the confines of the bunker lies a realm of mechanical ventilation, where the incessant hum of fans serves as a relentless reminder of the oppressive atmosphere. It's truly a sordid place. In this setting, Hitler was far from his prime. He issued contradictory orders, while Dr. Morrell, his physician, administered daily injections of glucose and vitamins alongside a cocktail of medications. Any of the officers who saw Hitler at that specific moment, and I interviewed several of them, were shaken when they returned to see his condition. His hands trembled. He appeared deathly pale, looking at least 10 to 15 years older than he actually was. They were horrified and also concerned about his mental stability. It was evident that he was greatly deteriorated in the advanced stages of Parkinson's disease. He was stooped, dragging his feet, unable to control his left arm, forcing him to hold it with his right hand due to spasmodic tremors. Hitler maintained a staff of around 30. To keep the bunker operational, he was attended to by his personal guards, bunker technicians, and communication personnel. What you have here is the final meeting of the Reich, in other words, Goebbels, who moved his family into the bunker, Bormann, the indispensable personal secretary, and the secretaries. Against Hitler's wishes, his secret companion joined him in the bunker in the private collection. We found 2 extremely important letters from Eva Braun. Here are the originals. This is the first time they've been shown her final 2 letters. The first is dated April 19th, 1945, addressed to her best friend, Herta Schneider, who remained in Bavaria. She writes about the daily drills with firearms, expressing how proficient they become and the difficulty of sleeping within the air raid shelter. Yet, she expresses happiness at being close to him now. Finally, she states, "I will stay with him." This encapsulates the tragedy of Eva Braun, an extremely romantic girl much younger than him, who throughout her affair with Hitler feared only one thing: losing him. In fact, she attempted suicide early in their relationship. Hitler, fearful, stayed with her, so for her this somehow formalizes the relationship, showing that she will stand by him until the end. This letter also provides important insights into Hitler's mood on the eve of his 56th birthday. It's intriguing as it offers a glimpse of hope amidst the darkness of the bunker's atmosphere. Not a day goes by without me being begged to take refuge at the Berghof in Bavaria, but so far, I've always prevailed. Today, all communication is impossible, but I am deeply convinced that everything will be fine again, and he is more hopeful than ever as historical archives reveal the hidden secrets within Hitler's bunker. We are confronted with a multifaceted narrative that challenges our preconceived notions about the final events of the Third Reich. The discovery of these documents not only sheds new light on Hitler's and his associates' final moments, but also reminds us of the complexity of history and human interactions in times of crisis. As we contemplate the dark corridors of that bunker, we are reminded of the importance of revisiting the past, not only to understand the events that shaped the modern world, but also to extract valuable lessons about the nature of leadership, power, and human resilience in the face of adversity. If you found this exploration of history intriguing and thought-provoking, I invite you to leave your thoughts and comments below. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel to stay updated on future videos delving into fascinating historical mysteries like this one. Your feedback is invaluable to us, and we'd love to hear what you thought of the video and what other topics you'd like us to explore. Join our community of history enthusiasts, and let's continue unraveling the secrets of the past together.